Good Tuesday, everybody. Meteorologist Casey Cloud here in the Weather Center taking a look at this current temperature across North Florida and South Georgia right now. You see some 50s here in North Florida. That's the predominant story. Gadsden County a little cooler at 45 as those temperatures are going to be dropping pretty quickly here with those next observation updates. But even as that last observation in southern Georgia already down in the 40s in many spots, even up toward an area there toward Blakely. You see 39 degrees there in Arley County, kind of telling the story with that core air expected towards southern Georgia. But in some ways, it doesn't matter. I mean, because the Georgia Bulldogs won the national title last night, first time in 41 years. So everybody's just so excited about that. But we do need to talk about the weather. We'll talk more about that here and some different interesting things in just a moment. But I do want to pop up our weather alerts here towards southern Georgia in terms of some of those alerts in terms of those frost advisory areas, freeze warning areas. Now, this is a little bit misleading in a way because Tallahassee doesn't issue these as we get later on in toward the year. Once you have your first freeze last frost here, they kind of don't issue them for a while because you're just already accustomed to it. But you see areas that are on Waycross under a freeze warning, that light blue mean temperature about 32 degrees or even below there, and you see areas in that darker blue there indicative of a frost advisory, but really frost freeze conditions possible even off toward Albany, toward Tipton, Moultrie. You kind of get the idea here as we're watching. Even Thomasville, Valdosta, some of that frosty type condition possible. It's just that they don't issue those out toward the area covered by the National Weather Service in Tallahassee this time of year. So I just wanted to kind of make sure you guys understand that. But you see this area, Fargo here, Homerville, but then as we get up toward the north, not just a frost advisory, but a freeze warning, Waycross there, Nahunta, and as we zoom in real tight, we get toward Blackshear there, and Patterson. Blackshear specifically, I want to talk about them because that's the home of the former walk-on quarterback there for the Georgia Bulldogs that won the national title for them, offensive MVP last night there in Indianapolis. So exciting for them. Stetson Bennett, of course, getting it done there. The team, though, all doing a great job there, of course. The defense, so pivotal all year long. They had many wins there by 15 plus. So that just kind of tells the story of dominance, except that loss to Alabama they had there in Atlanta last month, but they got the rebound. I know I went to FSU, but so happy for those Georgia Bulldog fans there. They've been waiting so long for this. In fact, I have the Coke bottle here, Coca-Cola bottle from the last time they won it here 41 years ago, folks. This is a look at that, kind of telling that story here. 41 years ago. It actually says it's going to be hard to make out in here, but 1980, and there'll probably be more of these coming for this 2021 national championship. But I know my dad, born up there, and just has that as he used to live up there, have some relatives still there in towards southern Georgia. So it's just so exciting there as they got that done, interned at Albany there in 2018. The Georgia Bulldogs getting that done there, and even though it's kind of chilly out there, as we pop up some of those temperatures to update for us here. These are from a little earlier, and there's the current readings you see again in the 40s, 48 Waycross. I mean, it probably doesn't feel like that for the Georgia Bulldog fans. People even shooting off fireworks there in southern Georgia last night, apparently. They've just been waiting so long for this moment there. And we'll talk about winter storm that's going to be moving up toward parts of North Georgia, especially later on this weekend. But right now, it doesn't look like that's going to interfere with those celebration plans, at least, that they're going to have in Athens on Saturday. But speaking of Athens, let's go ahead and take a look outside right now. We'll go ahead and take a look here at the camera, the Athens, Georgia, Sanford Stadium, Clark County camera. You see it lit up. Folks are so excited there all over the state of Georgia, the Peach State there, as we're just kind of giving that view. I know temperature's up that way right now, a little bit core as we get toward northern Georgia. We're talking about in the upper 30s, even in some spots there as we get into toward some of these different counties. 37 in toward Athens proper as of the last observation. As you're kind of looking outside, I know we've had the wind around toward North Florida, South Georgia today, and that's something some of these other areas have been kind of dealing with to an extent as well. But at this point, I see a lot of these wind observations dying on down here, so that's the good news here as we get later on into toward the evening hours. So that can help in some cases to get you a little bit cooler out there for sure. So that's something to kind of bear in mind here as we're looking at some different things. And now just kind of going between some different things here in our system, trying to get an idea of some of these different wind speeds. We got up to about 18 miles an hour in northern Florida where I'm at, so kind of telling that story. But then we also kind of stepping away from this side there in North Georgia, so we don't normally say you, it's out of our area. We want to go to another local connection here, Bainbridge, Georgia. Now that's where head coach Kirby Smart, that's where he went to high school there. As we get down toward Decatur County now, we're looking at that boat ram weather stem camera conditions right now there, about 45 degrees. They just had a tornado go through there a couple weeks ago, a weak tornado in toward parts of these areas, but conditions right now calm in toward southwestern Georgia. Again, this is a look at Decatur County. Going to kind of step over so you see a little bit more here of that scene. Again, looking on that boat ram camera, Decatur County. Kirby Smart, speaking of him, he actually was a graduate assistant at Florida State University after graduating from the University of Georgia, getting some experience there under legendary coach, the late Bobby Bowden, and then going with Nick Saban there out toward OSU to be with him, and was with him so long, winning titles, but then went back to his alma mater, University of Georgia, and now getting that first national title for them in 41 years. As again, 45 degrees right now there in Decatur County. These temperatures near average as we let off with in the description. We also want to talk about another story that's just kind of developing here as we get back on over to the maps. You see our alerts with the cold weather, but a little bit warmer weather, as you would obviously anticipate down towards South Florida. We actually have a flash flood warning on the board here. This just popped up a little while ago for parts of Miami-Dade County, northern Miami-Dade County, until 10 o'clock as trained weather spotters reported thunderstorms producing heavy rainfall there near 9th Street, Southeast 9th Street to be precise there, and Southeast 1st Avenue, where between 1 and 3 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned area here as flash flooding occurring there potentially around Marlins Park and downtown Miami. So you see this here, our estimated rain over the last 12 hours, 2 to 3 inches. Last hour or so popping on up, that's getting us over an inch. And you see temperatures in the 60s there are more favorable here for this type of action that you would see down towards southeast and southern Florida. But you see the temperature difference up toward the north. You actually saw there a little bit of moisture off the coast. I do have low rain chances here in the forecast, but overall, just kind of not seeing too much to have to deal with here until we get to Sunday. That's going to be a big weather day potentially, as especially we get up toward North Georgia with some snow, winter weather conditions, the extent of which uncertain at this point. But here toward our area, could have a strong storm, but it's too early to get in specifics there. May not be the right setup for that. Could end up getting this cold rain here, especially as we get toward southern Georgia. I mean, we're not even completely able to rule out a threat of maybe some wintry precipitation in some of our far northern southern Georgia counties here at this point. But we'll keep our eyes on things. Of course, we cover a large area here. I like to say this graphic here from time to time that I'm about to show you guys here. As we go on over toward the graphics now on the wall, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about, and I highlighted there, or I guess that's to say boxed, and I highlighted Bradford. That's where we're at here in North Central Florida. But I put those red boxes there, that Georgia red box there around Decatur County, around Pierce County, Georgia. Of course, Decatur County, where Kirby Smart's from, in our area, Bainbridge High School. He went there, and then of course the quarterback, the walk-on, such an amazing story. I mean, he transferred out once, but then just waited his turn. Things broke his way, really, and he's able to get in there and start. And another unique story there, I guess this is the day for props. We already had one with the Coca-Cola bottle. Don't know if I'm going to do this if you're just a first-time viewer, but I actually have an old flip phone, and the reason is because the quarterback this year for the University of Georgia decided just to start using that instead of a smartphone because he was wanting to manage his time better, and apparently it paid off in a national championship for the Georgia Bulldogs there. I know I actually used that flip phone that I just showed you all the way up to about my senior year there at Florida State. So kind of just an interesting fact there. But then obviously needed to go ahead just based on different things in meteorology and technological advances to go ahead and switch on over there because I was there as we got back few years, and things starting to evolve a little bit more in the social media landscape. But anyway, as we get over toward the forecast model, you can see here, this is Sunday morning, we were just talking about with that winter weather potential there in North Georgia. You can see here some wintry precipitation. It should hold off really until after that celebration on Saturday, where temperatures are expected to be in the 40s there in toward northeast Georgia. For that, as people were outside at the parade, then at the dog walk, and then they're at that celebration at Sanford Stadium at 2 o'clock. So something that folks are going to be excited about. But then Sunday morning could have a pretty big winter storm impacting areas around Atlanta up towards Charlotte, Raleigh possibly, and a little uncertain at this point. But we'll be keeping you up to date on the latest here. You see it, maybe more that rain as we get down there, as we get south there along I-75. But let's take a look at that rainfall forecast. There'll be more rain toward the south here, if not all rain here, as we look ahead. Most of this rain expected in that Sunday time range, and you do see here in that lighter blue color, talking about an inch or so, give or take here. So just kind of be prepared with that. You see a little bit less in other spots, but going to be a pretty rainy Sunday. So that'll be something to be mindful of as those rain chances really going up. But again, temperatures staying near average. Right now, we're at 50 degrees, 49.7 to be precise, where I'm at just east of Stark. But we'll be seeing these temperatures fall off tonight some, but then a cool rain on the way, and you can track some of that here, cloudweather.com/radar. As we look ahead, though, we'll also have Florida State basketball tonight. I know a lot of sports to talk about here. My Seminoles there, I have my tie on for it, in action about 25, 30 minutes away from tip-off there on the ACC network. You kind of get the idea there, as that's going to be getting going pretty soon, as temperatures outside about 47 degrees, maybe even a little bit cooler as people are headed home. But you might be just headed out that door right now to maybe a restaurant or something to watch this game, or something like that. Or maybe headed out on your patio. It's going to be chilly if you're watching maybe on a television from your patio, as you can kind of see here something that you'll need to be aware of. The temperatures will be something that you'll want to bundle up for. But as we get on toward that planning forecast, you can see here 65 tomorrow, 67 on Thursday, and then as we get down toward Friday, 63 degrees there, cooling down some as the rain chances, though, about 10-20%, not too big of a deal. But as we get towards Saturday, you see them increase late Saturday, but then Sunday, that's when it's going to be a cold rain. Right now is what we're anticipating. Maybe some stronger storms, but right now thinking more of that colder rain here and the wintry precipitation, maybe as far south as Macon here in Columbus, based on some of that latest forecast model data, even Augusta there. That'll be something they'll really need to watch, but could slip down into toward some of our far northern, southern Georgia counties, depending on how things play on out. But then as we get over toward the rest of that forecast, you see it cooling on down there some more, 35 on Monday morning, MLK Day morning there, and then you see Tuesday morning, 33 degrees. So that's kind of indicative of some areas maybe getting that freeze type condition around. So just gotta be aware of that. Just gotta be aware of that here as we get on over toward another look at things right now. We'll go ahead and move away here. We'll move away from our graphics, and we'll kind of get back on over here toward that broad view as we kind of zoom on out again. You see some of that rain in southeast Florida, but it's pretty quiet overall. Some rain in Texas. Some models are showing maybe some winter precipitation out there, but you see really cold weather toward the northeast. I mean, we're talking about extreme cold up there, having that pipe bursting potential even, but these are a negative temperature that we're seeing. These are just the actual air temperatures you see up toward areas there in western Maine. We have negative 13. Bangor right now at 0. But the wind chill there at Bangor, negative, it looks like negative 12. So you see up toward the far northern tip of Maine, negative 30 is what it feels like. So definitely some extreme cold. But gonna be watching things even toward Missouri. You saw that winter storm on Sunday, maybe toward Atlanta, but that's gonna be something coming out of Canada. So maybe Missouri, even southeastern Missouri, Cape Girardeau, over toward Paducah. There could be quite a bit of snow that way, but it's too early to pin things down here. Gotta keep watching those latest forecast models, obviously, as things do transpire. But let me go ahead now and see what else we have to talk about here in our notes. Of course, talking about that big win for the Georgia Bulldogs last night. Talking about here those cold conditions around. Definitely seen some of those here, but still just about what you would expect for this time of year in our area anyway. Maybe a little bit cooler later on. These are some wind chill values as these are highlighted with you have a little where you have a little bit of wind blowing, but overall things not too concerning though. I just want to talk about another thing that just popped up literally within the last few seconds on our map. A new flash flood warning now for parts of Palm Beach County. So let's go ahead and zoom in here. You see Boca Raton here under this and Boynton Beach. As at 7:41 there, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorm producing heavy rainfall across the warned area, where between 3 and 4 inches of rain have fallen, and an additional 1 to 3 inches of rain are possible. We're talking about Boca Raton, Boynton Beach, Delray Beach, Highland Beach, Ocean Ridge, Keens Point. We're talking about some of these different spots that you might be familiar with on a national level. So I just want to go ahead and let you guys know about that. And on a Florida level for sure, at 3 inches in the last 12 hours or so. And then a lot of that in the most recent time. You see the last hour there getting upwards, according to our radar, about an inch, but you talked about I talked about some of those different estimates the Weather Service was mentioning in that warning. Those are what we're officially going with there as we're watching that situation. Some of that moisture down there. I know yesterday we had some hail toward east central and southeast Florida, that general area. As we're looking down there, of course, we had some stronger action on Sunday, working its way in, some tornadic action in southern Alabama, but then once it got toward our region, weakening down some stronger storms around Wakulla, Leon County, but nothing of that severe criteria. Nothing that met that severe criteria there in toward the Big Bend. Did have one severe thunderstorm warning in southwest Georgia, but not enough concern there to break in for that one. So we'll be on as needed for anything that develops, but nothing expected to develop here through the week that's of major concern for us to have to break in. But we're back here on Thursday with another update from the Weather Center. I know watching things here with these temperatures falling on down, but near average conditions expected before a cool down, a cooler weather pattern coming in early next week, and maybe some cold rain. That's the anticipation for now on Sunday, maybe an inch or so, give or take. So be prepared for that. Have a great night.